A beautiful material is the foundation of a beautiful rendering. Without a good material, your rendering will never look good. So let's talk about the components you need to make a good material. Let's get started. I often find that beginners will always just upload a texture and just call it a day. But there's so much more that goes into a material than just that. So let's take a look at this one right here. Whenever it comes to a material, you want to make sure you've got a nice base color map, and that's the actual texture. If it's low quality, it's not going to look good no matter what you do. If you run into that issue, you can use the AI enhancer that will actually make it a higher quality texture and it'll also make it seamless. So after that's done, you can actually change the color, and that's your base color here. So you want this to look semi-realistic. You don't want it to be super saturated or then it doesn't look real. If this is, a wood floor, right? We should find something that is probably like in the red and brown family. So if I go down, it'll be darker. If I go higher up, it'll be brighter. If I go to the top right, it'll be more saturated, and the bottom right will just be darkness. So I want to be somewhere around here. So the next thing is the normal map. Okay, the normal map is what actually gives these grooves life. So right now it's at 0, so it's not doing anything. If I make it 1, see how the grooves have appeared here, and light will bounce off of this and shadows will gather here. So look at the difference. 0, super flat. 1 will give it that life. There you go. Next thing is the specular. Okay, think of the specular as the brightness of the reflection. If I start increasing this, see how I'm getting light reflected and it's actually coming off of the normal map of these grooves? Like, look at that. Look at the difference. So 0, it looks like a perfect mirror, right? So if I add that back, so specular is the brightness. Generally, I wouldn't go higher than about like 0.3, 0.4, because then you're going to get this super bright thing and it doesn't look realistic. You would probably see this maybe in a mirror, but in a wood floor, you'd probably be somewhere around here. I'm going to leave this high just for this example. But next one is a roughness. Okay, roughness, think of it from 0 to 1, 0 being a mirror and 1 being something very dull. Think of like a car tire. So as I increase this, see how things are beginning to break up? The sharp reflection I had here, that's no longer there. That's being broken up because I'm adding some variation to the surface. So this, depending on what kind of material you're using, you might need to bump it up. 0, very rare. This is going to be like for glass and mirrors. You generally probably want to be, between like 0.5 and higher. Again, really depends on what you're making. So the next example is metallic and AO. This is going to be how metal-like the object is. So any type of metal should be 1, right? And anything that's not metal should be 0. You can go in between. And that's really for artistic control. And it also is a better way to handle if there's any grunge maps on the texture. That way some spots can be 1, some spots can be 0.5, and so on. But remember, if it's metal, make sure you have metalness on. If it's not metal, just keep it off. So if we go back to our wood over here, notice how metalness was 0. If I go back to 1, look at that. You see how it's beginning to look like a metal? And that's not true for a wood floor. So that would be 0. So I want to switch briefly to displacement materials, because by default they don't appear, and they don't appear because they're only under the displacement material template. We were under custom before, this one. This will give us an extra channel, and this will control how far the pixels come out. And this is actually cool because it's actually generating geometry to make this happen. I like to think of the height or displacement map as normal map's bigger brother. Think of normal as like very small distance. This is good for grooves, and displacement map can probably go out a couple inches. So if we look at the brick here, right, see how that's coming out further? 0 makes it flat, and 1 is giving it all that detail. It's literally faking that by adding some geometry to make that happen. So if you don't see this, that's because it's under displacement. The last one I want to talk about is ambient occlusion. Think of it as a way to cheat and kind of add some shadows into all these nooks and crannies. So if I lower this to 0, see how bright it looks? An AO map, or ambient occlusion map, is actually going to add all this shadow detail in there. So it's a great way to help darken things up and make it look a little bit more realistic. Because in the real world, the mortar is going to be recessed from the brick, so that's where shadows are going to gather. So it's good to boost this a little bit. I wouldn't recommend cranking it all the way to 1. It just doesn't seem as realistic because it seems pure black, right? You can lower it. So those are the main settings for your default, your custom and your displacement materials. But I also want to point out that there are emissive materials, and if you're not familiar with what emissive is, this is a way to make objects glow, and this is just handled by this little clicker right here. If I checkmark that, I now have the ability to make it glow, change the color. So this is a good way to fake lights. So say you've got recessed lights on your ceiling, make it an emissive color, or material, and it'll actually look like it's glowing without you having to place a light like this. So it's a little cheat. I highly recommend using this because it's so much quicker to just change the material than to go one by one. Another cool material I'll point out is subsurface scattering. So if you're unfamiliar with what subsurface scattering is, if you think of the cartilage in your ears, when it's a bright sunny day, they kind of glow. That's because light is coming in, bouncing around the cartilage and giving it that look. That's what subsurface is doing. So if I have this jade statue here, I can actually switch the material template to be subsurface, and that's going to give me all these controls here. So I can make it bounce more or just turn it off completely. So you see how it's pure darkness? It's not like light's coming in. This is going to let light enter and bounce around. And it's using all the same controls as before. The only extra is the color that you're getting here. If you like this content, please be sure to let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. See you next time.